What's up, guys? As always, I'm a little, uh, takes me a second to get this microphone going. But, anyways, so we are here tonight, or I am here tonight. I'm riding solo tonight to do a little bit of a Christmas update. Bear with me a minute while I try and get the chat up. There we go. All right. Yeah, I hope you guys out there are having a great Christmas. I'm, of course, live right now on the Horror Cartel Flesh Wound Radio Facebook group. So if you're not on there, you really should be. Um, Pardon me, it's a bit of a mess around me. I'm kind of doing some restocking. So I figured I'd pop on, go over my Christmas season collection update. So this one, I'm going to start with the non-movies first because there's not much. But I thought this was actually really cool. So you're not going to be able to see this glowing in the dark right now, but it does glow in the dark. It's actually super cool to put it by you at night. Just big glowing skeleton. This is The Stuff, the classic Larry Cohen movie. And this is a prop. I got this off of Etsy, which I never ordered there. I mean, I know what Etsy is, but I didn't realize how much horror stuff is on Etsy, and they did a really good job with this. It's pretty cool, and like I said, it has to be like pitch black, so I can't really show you the glow in the dark feature with it, but I thought this was actually really cool. I wasn't too sure if it would show up and, be like that big or something. But it's a nice size and it was worth the money. There's actually a Critters thing that's really cool on there too. I think if you just go in and type Critters on Etsy, it should come up. But it's like a mounted wall thing with the Critters head on it, basically. And it came from the UK though, and with the mail situation right now, it's like, I don't know. But that stuff prop is really cool. I don't know if if the person restocks those or not. This as though I needed more Hellraiser merchandise, but I really like the box art on this. I thought it was really cool. I have just about everything Hellraiser wise, and you can actually get this at Walmart, which kind of cool to see, and it's pretty good design. I mean, like I said, I have like 50 pinhead things at this point, but thought it was pretty cool. Um, yeah, from NECA, of course. And oh, actually, this I thought was cool. This is actually a gift from my brother that I got today. I'm not a bourbon or whiskey person, so I'm going to probably end up saving this for a special occasion if somebody's over that likes it. But Spirits of the Apocalypse, Walking Dead, straight bourbon whiskey. It's pretty cool. I have some Walking Dead wine, actually, that I'm pretty sure you can get it anywhere. I don't think it's like a Georgia exclusive. So this is another thing that I'm back up a little bit because this is bigger. I got the Ash versus the Evil Dead Possessed Ashy Slashy prop replica, which is really cool. I'm struggling. I'm not take it out of the box kind of guy, but I might make an exception with this. Yeah, I thought this was really cool. I have the Ash versus the Evil Dead Funko Pops and figures, and I'm happy to add that one to the collection. I think it's just movies from here on out. I do get a lot of books, but as I said on the last video, I think I'm going to just save that for a library tour because there's just so much. All right, so this was a bit of a task to actually get this because it went out of stock twice. But I got it from the A24 website, and that is the 4K Midsummer Director's Cut. I'm embarrassed to say how many versions of this that I own. Hey, Michelle, awesome to see you on here. I hope you're having a Merry Christmas. I'm obsessed with this movie. I love Midsummer so much, and unless you want to pay the eBay prices right now, I think the A24 website's the only place. It's also a book. I haven't cracked it open yet, but yeah. I love that movie. I'm a mark for that movie. I think Midsummer's awesome. And if you haven't seen the director's cut, this is not like 30 seconds of extra footage. I mean, it's significantly different. So it's one case where watching both cuts is worth it. I also got... This isn't all from Christmas, but since my last video. I got Arrows. He Came from the Swamp. The William Greff collection. A lot of regional horror movies that this guy made. I forgot to turn my phone off, so I apologize. In Florida. And this is a really cool set. I haven't busted it open yet, but I plan to. A lot of titles you may recognize from the Something Weird video line. So we reviewed this one. The I Spit on Your Grave set from Scorpion, Blu-ray set from Scorpion. It has the original I Spit on Your Grave. It also has the new documentary Growing Up, I Spit on Your Grave, and the really, really bad sequel to the original I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu. 2.5 hours was just a little bit too long for the story they were telling. I also grabbed the new Tourist Trap Full Moon Blu-ray. This is the one that comes in the old VHS cover, and it also comes with an action figure on the back. I love this movie. They kind of botched the first Tourist Trap Blu-ray. It wasn't the cut that was as advertised, so I am actually dying to pop that one in. I think that's such a cool movie. This aired on Shudder. Korean paranormal horror movie, Metamorphosis. We didn't review that one for some reason, but we'll get to it. Untold Story, we did review this, the Unearthed Blu-ray. Very extreme film that we all loved. So, let's see here. The Dark and the Wicked. I just watched this. I have a feeling it may come up on our New Year's show, Best of 2020, possibly. Talk more about it then. Let's see. This one was Jessica Chastain action flick. I don't know much about it, but grab that one. This one, kind of an impulse buy. I don't know anything about it, but it's called Righteous Villains. It's apparently a supernatural horror flick blended with the British gangster flick. Seemed kind of cool. Another one we reviewed. I'll go through some of these fast because I think you know them. But Peninsula 4K. That was, of course, the follow-up to Train to Busan, which everybody seemingly loves that movie. Beach House. This was another Lovecraftian horror film that we reviewed some months back. That should still be on Shudder if you're curious to check that one out. Anna 4K. Another one. I missed this in theaters. Haven't seen it. Figured check it out. Luke Besson directs it, so it's got to be decent. Helen Mirren, of course. Let's see here. Scott Adkins action flick, Savage Dog. He's kind of the king of direct-to VOD action films right now. This I thought was actually out of print, but apparently not. Wesley Snipes action flick called The Art of War. As most of you know, I'm a Doctor Who guy. This is Sylvester McCoy, my second favorite classic Who Doctor. Got that. Always loved him and Sophie Aldred. together. Definitely one of my favorite eras. This one I'm curious. I'm not going to talk about it now because we haven't reviewed it yet, but The Wolf of Snow Hollow. I don't know if anybody's seen this yet. Not necessarily what I expected it was going to be, but I might be talking about it soon. This one I know we will be talking about at some point, and that is The Girl with No Mouth. This is a pretty unique film. I'm going to say maybe a little more in the fantasy realm, kind of a post-apocalyptic fantasy film from the director of Baskin, which, God, I love Baskin. That is an amazing movie if you haven't seen it. 1917 4K, I think you all know that movie. This one, impulse buy, total nostalgia, but it's a new Pauly Shore movie in 2020 that may make sense for 2020 depending how you feel about Pauly Shore, but I've heard a few people that saw it and actually said it's funny if you like his shtick. Because I doubt we'll be reviewing that one, but you never know. Oh, this one, Tales of the Uncanny, which is a documentary that Severin did. This is limited. This well, it's the Unusual Tales movie. Is that the extra one? Well, I'm not going to read it all right now, but there is a bonus movie on this that you can only get on the website. I know there's a general release version, but yeah, Edgar Allan Poe's Master of Horror from 1965. There you go. That's the limited movie. But they shot this documentary on anthology horror films, and they shot it during the pandemic. So I am curious. I haven't gotten to pop it in yet, but that actually might be maybe that'll be my night watch because I've been curious. I got this from the Dark Force website. Redneck. I am a massive Franco Nero fan. And Telly Savalas, too. So I immediately picked this one up from their website. This is, yeah, you can't go wrong with Nero, man. I mean, he's like the coolest son of a bitch ever to walk the face of the earth. So, not Dario Argento's finest work, but I actually don't think this is a bad film. It was actually an Italian TV movie called The Card Player. I got this off of Ronin. Dracula, as I always say, his version of Dracula was his one unforgivable sin. But I'm doing a rewatch on that too, because I actually liked some later Argento. I liked Sleepless and yeah. The Limehouse Golem. I haven't watched this yet. This has been out a little bit, but yeah. Grab that. The Terror Infamy. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes of this. It's well, the season 1 was based off of the Dan Simmons novel, The Terror, and I really enjoyed season 1. Although there's a lot they didn't film from that book, so I'm gonna finish that here at some point. Also, from Dark Force, sleazy little Italian flick called Terror Express. Got a lot of Euro sleaze in this update. Speaking of sleaze, also got this recently from Severin. Patrick Still Lives. A lot of you may be familiar with the original Aussie horror film Patrick. This technically has nothing to do with it. How they managed to make this, I don't know. But Patrick, basically, with a lot of crazy excess. This one's a if you like cult movies, that one's wild. Black Cat Blu-ray, also from Severin. Not to be confused with the Lucio Fulci one, but yeah, this is another one that I'm looking forward to sitting down and watching. This is like one of the last, but the Italian horror scene had basically fallen apart already at this point, but this is 1990, so one of the last hurrahs for Italian horror. Castle Rock Season 2 Blu-ray. This show's not perfect. I haven't watched Season 2 yet, but I know it focuses on Misery. It's basically a town where like all of the, Stephen King books and characters kind of come to life. And I know this one kind of focuses on Misery. Haven't watched this yet. My understanding is it's one of those shows that, it would have been fine as a 90-minute movie rather than 12 episodes or whatever it is. Love this anthology movie, Theater Bazaar. And this is the exclusive limited edition version, although there is a regular release. It'll be on Amazon too. This comes with the CD. Richard Stanley, who, Color Out of Space. Man, I'm so glad that he is directing it. But he actually, a lot of people forget that he did a segment on the Theater Bazaar. From what I remember, the best segment, but I'm due a rewatch, so who knows. Borgman, another one I thought I had on Blu-ray, didn't yet. Weird little movie. The Dead Ones, which you can review. We had kind of mixed reviews on this one, but it's a really, it's sort of a paranormal horror movie to do with the school shooting. So it's, interesting. Welcome to the Circle. I haven't watched this one yet. This is also from Artsploitation. And I know it centers around a cult, which, Midsummer, as I said earlier. Hereditary, cult-themed horror is definitely doing quite well. Moving on. This one I definitely am going to watch soon. It's Starfish. Blu-ray. This is actually on Shudder right now if you want to check it out. Another, from what I understand, Lovecraftian type horror film. Kind of, I think, on the arty side, but looks like I'm going to like it quite a bit. If you want to check that out on Shudder. I don't know if the code TryShudder30 still works, but for some of you that might want a free month and aren't aware. So this one, I don't know if I've ever actually seen this. I feel like I did, but I'm not. It's a Sergio Martino film, which would make it probably one of the only ones I haven't seen, and that's American Rickshaw. This is from a newer company called Cauldron Films. It's kind of a cheesy 80s action film mixed with horror. Apparently it's quite crazy. I love Sergio Martino so very much. Donald Pleasance is in it, so you can't really go wrong. But yeah, it looks like a pretty wild movie. Deep Star 6 from that late 80s wave of underwater sci-fi horror films. Kino doesn't always do a whole lot in the way of extras, but this actually has quite a few. I know there's a Kane Hodder interview, and they did a pretty good job. It's not my favorite of those water-based movies, but yeah. So grab this. The other two original Shaft movies weren't on Blu-ray separate last I checked, so upgraded, got the trilogy on Blu-ray. I'm a big blaxploitation guy as well. Final Program. This is an unusual movie. There's some mixed opinions on this one, but yeah, it's another one I kind of feel like watching maybe here over the Christmas, New Year's season. No intro needed on this, but this is the new Last Starfighter Blu-ray from Arrow. Finally picked that one up. Surprisingly, it shouldn't have taken me this long to get this because I'm a big Nick Cage guy, but 8mm. Really intense thriller if you haven't seen it. Joaquin Phoenix was actually in that. Some classic horror. This is volume 3 of the Universal Horror Collection. Another kind of adventure film from which I have seen this, but it's been a long time. Bloodstone from Arrow Blu-ray. It's kind of yeah, if I remember right, kind of like a sort of a Indiana Jones style adventure film from Nico Mastorakis, who we've reviewed a lot of his stuff lately. He's had a lot of his films coming to Blu-ray as of late. Roman Polanski, The Tenant. I know Roman Polanski is a piece of shit, but he is a talented filmmaker. Grab the Blu-ray on that one. Another one shouldn't have taken me this long because I love this movie, but David Lynch's Mulholland Drive. Grab the Blu-ray. Finally upgraded my DVD copy. Another one I'm due a rewatch on, but I've always loved Mulholland Drive. Shadow Play, kind of an obscure one, with Dee Wallace and Cloris Leachman. That. We reviewed Unhinged with Russell Crowe. Fat gladiator on a rampage. It's good, dumb fun. Death of Me, another new horror film that I grabbed a month ago, I think. I love this movie. I'm a big sword and sandal guy, and this is actually from Ruggiero Deodato, the most known for Cannibal Holocaust, and the Barbarian brothers. It's also got Michael Berryman. Richard Lynch is in this. I pretty much ate up all these sword and sorcery flicks, particularly Deathstalker, and I always kind of favored the cheesy, cheap ones, some of the Corman stuff. This is from Retro Media. Evil Spawn, Fred Olen Ray. I pretty much no, there's no boobs. I thought I might have flashed a boob on this Blu-ray. Let's see here. Dead Dicks. You can check out the review for that one. Very unique film. Definitely not one you've seen before or can compare to anything. I actually had the German Blu-ray of the Guyver, but the British one, which is region free by the way, is, I think, a better version of it. Mark Hamill and Brian Usna. Possessor, got that on 4K. We did a review of that. Everybody knows Total Recall. I grabbed the 4K of that. Another one I know we'll probably be talking about soon. We did review this. Relic. Fantastic. And very emotional Aussie horror film. It's been a really good year for foreign horror. I got some Vinegar Syndrome stuff. 4K. Deadly Games, or Dial Code Santa Claus. This is actually more of an action film. And a lot of people feel it inspired Home Alone. I'm excited to see this. I haven't really watched that, I don't think, since I was a kid. This is a Todd Loya favorite, Silent Madness 3D Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. That has not been available for a very long time. Fade to Black, grab that from Vinegar Syndrome. I'm not the biggest fan of this one, but I know a lot of people are. I am a Giallo fan, and I got the new Forgotten Gialli from them. This has The Girl in Room 2A, My Dear Killer, and The French Sex Murders. I'm sure we'll be diving into that soon. Speaking of 80s sword and sorcery, I grabbed the 4K of Beastmaster. This is a beautiful set. They did a really good job with it. I was so glad to see this. I can do without Beastmaster 3, but I would love to see 2 come out. Also, Vinegar Syndrome, Cemetery of Terror, Rest in Pieces. Looking forward to popping that in. We also get here This is Don't Panic, which the slip has an alternate title on, but yeah, Don't Panic. Another one from Vinegar Syndrome. I have got a massive watch list. Necromancer, this is one of the limited ones, so if this is one you want, I would grab it while you can. Also limited, the VSA stuff, Action USA. These are all in really cool covers, slip covers. I was a big Cynthia Rothrock fan. I think she's probably one of the best female action stars back in the day when that wasn't that common. And this has got both martial law movies, Martial Law Undercover. Again, those ones are the limited ones, so if you want them, I'd grab them. Just passed away not too long ago, Robert Forster, and they put out the new 4K of Vigilante. Really good film. Let's see, what didn't I cover already? I think I actually got through most of the movies. Just a few more DVDs. I did miss one thing. My brother got me this. So everybody knows Tiger King. This is kind of a gag gift because I'm in the camp that thinks that the old Tiger King kind of belongs in jail for what he did. But as far as gag gifts go, I thought this was funny. It's a T-shirt. Hopefully, yeah. Probably not going to wear this one out. But yeah, I thought it was funny. I always do. Of course, it's their gift, but one of my gag gifts this year for my niece, I got a satanic coloring book. I'm that kind of uncle. Yeah, it's got like Black Phillip, Baphomet, all these different demons in it, and she thought that was funny. So I'm gonna have some demon crayon art on my wall soon enough. I told them, you gotta color it all in. So I have a big stack of DVDs. I'm not gonna show them all because most of these are known, but I got a couple I will show to close out the video. And yeah, so these are a few that I think thought were interesting because I never really heard of these before. Which is, well, I never heard of this one. I've heard of the others, but this movie was called Route 30, and it's a Dana Delaney, who I've always been a fan of, plays a foul-mouthed Amish woman, and it's a comedy about I don't know. There's a whole lot of weird shit going on here. Something about hunting down Bigfoot and trying to launch a porn business. It just never heard of it. Seemed like it sounded kind of funny. Hopefully they can live up to that premise. One I want to talk about at some point because this has never come to Blu-ray, and it's too bad. It's one of those movies that's kind of been forgotten about. But Christina Ricci movie Pumpkin, just kind of a dark comedy, one that definitely can't be made today. I got the DVD finally because I've been holding out for a Blu-ray. Realized I didn't actually own it. Yeah, you can look up what it's about, but it's one of those movies that, for probably obvious reasons, didn't make a ton of money. But Christina Ricci, I've always been a fan of hers. She's underrated more than just Wednesday Addams. And this is another dark comedy called Mail Order Wife. Never actually seen this. Apparently, it's a lot darker than it might seem from the premise, but yeah. And there's DVDs, but I'll post personal updates for that because this video is probably already gone too long. So yeah, guys, I hope you're all having an awesome Christmas. I know 2020's been one bitch of a year for everybody, but we're almost at the end of it. Not that 2021 the first part of it might suck a little bit too, but fingers crossed, hope, good vibes going into the new year. And I hope all of you enjoyed your holiday. I know different situations. A lot of people are really stressed out, but you know, my only advice I could really give anybody through all this is just you know, try and just have fun and just say fuck it. You know, because what else can you do? You can't do anything about a worldwide clusterfuck that we're having. So yeah, I think 2021 there's nowhere to go but up, unless zombies start popping up, which is entirely possible. Actually, that wouldn't be so bad. I think I'd do better in the zombie apocalypse than the current one. So, anyways, so I actually did this video sooner than I thought. So yes, be sure to check out our 12 days of Slashmas episodes, and we've been hammering out content. So there's a lot of shows up there. We did a Black Christmas show. We did a whole bunch of some comedy commentaries and lots of different stuff for you guys. And yeah, I think that's all I have. So, as always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching it here on Facebook and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, Flesh Wound Features, get on that. It really helps us. You know, like, share, and subscribe. And fleshwoundfeatures.com. All that good stuff. We're on all the social media bullshits now. Twitter. You name it at this point. We're on the Slasher app. Which is really cool. I'm going to try and actually get on there myself because I'm due. And that's all I got, guys. So maybe I'll check in for I won't have a collection update, but I'll check in for a New Year's Eve show. Why not? So obviously that's not going to be a party day. So we'll make our own party. Why not? So I'll announce it now. I will, if nothing else, I'll pop in here on New Year's Eve. Good night, guys. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Until next time.